Okay, so welcome everyone to the Psychic Circle. So today we're actually going to talk about the art of manifestation. So I think everybody knows that I'm Ermi, and Psychic Circle is now happening once a month on the second Thursday of every month. So today we're talking about the art of manifestation because this upcoming full moon is actually a really good time to think about what it is that you want to manifest in your life like this year. Um, Although we are kind of like already in the Mercury retrograde, it makes it a really good time for us to become more aware and more sensitive about what is blocking our manifestation. Okay, if you feel that you're already doing a good job of manifestation, use today as like a checklist to see if you could like improve like on it or enhance it or just make the process simpler like for yourself. Okay, so without further ado, let's go and take a look at my slides. So now so obviously the art of manifestation, and here is a little quote by myself as to I try to condense it into what exactly manifestation is. And I've come to the conclusion that manifestation is the act of bringing something tangible into your present life through clarity, belief, and attraction. Okay. So I've condensed it into this because I feel like this is very much like my experience. You can't manifest something unless it becomes quote unquote like real in your life. Okay, otherwise it's not considered like manifestation. Okay, now so I've looked at how I can simplify the steps to manifestation and just kind of filter it so that we're down really to the bare like minimum that you require to really manifest something. Why am I doing this is because there's so much literature and videos and everything like out there that tells you how to manifest that it's actually confusing, you know. And for me, I think because I have a pretty good like experience of how I have been manifesting things that I want in my life. So using my own experience as well as like what I've learned from various like teachers and coaches, I've basically condensed it into this literally like 4 steps. Okay, so that it becomes very simple and easy. So one is clarity of vision. Before you can manifest like anything, you do need to have clarity of that vision, because if you don't know what you want, you can't manifest it. Okay. Once you have clarity of vision, then you need to be in the right state of energy. Okay. This is where most people trip up, because they may be very clear about what they want, even down to like really specific like details, but because they are not in the right state of energy, they fail to manifest and bring that, you know, vision into reality. Okay. Then there are some people who they're clear about what they want, and they manage to get themselves in the right state of energy through like meditation or through a lot of like processing and clearing and everything. But then when it comes to the actual process of manifesting, they are unable to focus. Okay. So if you find that whenever you try to manifest something, you're constantly being distracted and your mind wander a lot, or random thoughts come out a lot, or suddenly negative emotions may surface, come and go, disturbing your focus on your vision, then you need to train and work on your focus. Okay. And then of course, once you have like done all of this, it's necessary to accumulate enough energy to manifest it, because there are some people whereby they're clear about what they want, they manage to get themselves into the right state of energy, they have trained themselves to focus, but when it comes to the actual manifestation process itself, which could happen in a form of a visualization meditation, they're unable to garner enough energy to be able to make that vision become real for them. Okay, so therefore, all these 4, clarity of vision, right state of energy, focus, and manifestation energies, need to actually be in place for you to successfully manifest what it is that you want. Now we talk about clarity. So some people have asked me, what does it mean to have clarity? Okay, obviously the people who are asking this, you don't have clarity. So I thought that I would just break it down for you so that you can have a little bit of a checklist to see if you have all of this. So if you have all of this, then you're in safe hands. You can move on to working on your right state of energy. Okay. So clarity means having a clear picture of what it is that you want. So note here that it is clear picture, means that you're able to sort of actually see what is it that you want. Okay. Secondly, manifestation is made easier with clarity, but clarity also means having clear goals that are achievable. Why? Is because manifestation is about making things tangible. So you can't make something tangible if it's extremely vague. Okay. So therefore, it is necessary to have clear goals that are actually achievable. Okay. So for example, if you are trying to manifest living to 1,000 years old, I think that would be very difficult, no matter how clear a picture it is that you have in your mind of how you are 1,000 years like from now. Okay. Another thing that people sometimes lack clarity over is the consistency of goals that actually do not conflict. Okay, so what do I mean by consistent goals that do not conflict? Okay. So for example, if you're trying to manifest like a successful career like for yourself, but at the same time you're trying to manifest marrying a man who will like provide for you so that you don't have to work, these are fundamentally two goals that are at conflict with each other, because you can't manifest like a successful career and yet manifest a relationship that needs to keep you at home and like pamper you. Okay, so this is what I mean by an inconsistent goal and conflicting goals. Okay. Now, to gain more clarity about your goals, it's important to have a visual representation of the goals. Okay, so how this sort of works is like this. So let's say your you want to manifest making like $2 million this year. Okay. So how do you manifest like making $2 million this year? It's by having maybe a visual representation of this particular goal in a form of, let's say, seeing $2 million like appearing on your bank account, for example, or seeing a client handing you a check of, I don't know, $1 million, or four checks of $500,000 or something. Okay, so this is what I mean by visual like representation. Okay, if you are manifesting something like love, a visual representation might be, for example, the marriage ceremony of the relationship, or being together with like the person and exchanging vows of love, for example. Okay, so that's what I mean by visual representation of goals. So the clearer, the better, the easier it is to help you be able to sort of have clarity about what you want, so that you make your manifestation process easier. Okay. Then some people say to me, what if I'm really bad at visualizing? And there are people like that, where you can't really hold a picture in your head. And in fact, when we do like look at birth charts of people, there are some people who have this weakness in their chart, where they're unable to visualize something or anything like really clearly. Okay. So if you belong to that category, have no fear, because you can always rely on a manifestation script. Okay. So for a manifestation script, you don't necessarily need to be able to see what is it that you want, but you need to be able to still articulate it, because that's another aspect of clarity. You're able to articulate what is it that you want. So if you are unable to visualize clearly, then please write down exactly what you want, so that you have a manifestation script that can replace the visuals of what it is that you're trying to manifest. Okay. Oops. Next. So what are some of the blocks to clarity? Okay. So a lot of us have, because of the vast amount of technology and information and all the work that we have to do every day, the information overload, most of us have really cluttered minds. Okay. So if you have a really cluttered mind where it's chock full of thoughts, who's thinking about what's going to happen tomorrow, what's going to happen like the next minute, then you would naturally not be able to have a clear mind to visualize your goals because you're too busy thinking about everything else, and therefore you will not be able to have focus and fixate on what is that you want to see happening for you. Okay. Now, for some people, they may be able to like let go of the thoughts very easily, but then they have a habit of changing their minds often. Okay, so indecisive people who keep changing your goals, you definitely would, create a block to clarity because you can't manifest like three different goals at the same time. Okay, why is because it takes time for your energy to be able to accumulate and start making something happen like for you. So if halfway through that process you change your goal, then your energy has to begin all over again. So that's why it might seem as if it's a never ending process and never reach your goals, because before you reach your goal you have to like change route. It's literally like you're trying to get from point A to point B, but halfway through this distance you have changed direction and you're headed towards C. So therefore you will never reach B. Okay. A third obstacle to clarity is being unrealistic about self capabilities. Okay. So for example, it's good to have like faith in yourself, but it's also good to have some uh, uh, sort of like idea based on your current circumstances. Okay. So for example, if you don't have a lot of money to invest, but you want to make a lot of money through investment, that's fine. It might actually be achievable. It's just that you have to be realistic about the time frame. Okay, so for example, if you're trying to invest $10 to make $1 million, then unfortunately you're lacking clarity about the capabilities and restrictions that in your life, and you may never reach your manifestation goal. Okay. So that's what I mean about being unrealistic about self capabilities. In the same vein, it's a little bit like if you are, I don't know, if you are educated as like a philosophy major like myself, and then I suddenly think that I want to save the world and become a doctor. No amount of like manifestation is going to make me a a medical doctor, right? Because I'm just not going to med school and I just don't have the capability. So I can't like become a surgeon or anything, even if I wanted. Okay. And I'm not about to become like a psychic like surgeon, trust me. Yeah. So unfortunately, like for me, that would, no matter how clear I am, I can imagine like myself like in a surgeon's like wear, holding the surgeon staff and all. It is not gonna happen. Okay, so that's what I mean by being, you have to be realistic about your capabilities. Okay. Another sort of like block to clarity is distraction. Okay. So distraction may sometimes be external. So for example, if you're in an environment which is extremely noisy or people are constantly interrupting you, trying to get you to do things and all, then it's hard for you to think clearly about what it is that you want for yourself, because it's just too much like happening. Okay. So I find that a lot of people lack clarity when they are parents of very young children, because they're doing so much like dealing with bringing up their children that they just don't have enough time to really think about what they want. Okay. Now a fifth block to clarity is something which everybody face, but you just need to manage it: stress and overwhelm. Okay. When you are extremely sort of like distressed in your mind and you're very anxious and very tense, it's very hard to have like clarity, because all you're thinking about is that stress and tension. all that's in your mind are worries and fears, So therefore, stress and overwhelm is a really big block, I feel, to clarity. Um, Another block to clarity is lack of sleep. Okay. Well, this seems like really like logical, but in my experience, I have seen a lot of people who, because they are not sleeping well, they actually have a lot of like a fogginess in their mind. So it's hard for them to think clearly about things, and the processing things like slower, and it's also really hard for them to like focus on something. So lack of sleep, I do feel, is a big block to clarity. Okay. So how can we resolve this like blocks to clarity? So first of all, I would say, declutter your mind. Okay. And then to deal with the indecisiveness is, of course, you want to decide on your goals and just stick with it. Stick with it. Okay. As for the understanding, as for kind of being unrealistic about your capabilities, what you really want to do is to understand your capabilities. So how do you do that? There are many ways that you can. Like, some people use test that helps them to understand their strengths and weaknesses. Some people actually study their own anagrams. Some people, I think there is also like this modality called human design that some people look into. And of course, like I personally help some of my clients to analyze their psychic abilities and list it out like for you and tell you how you might want to slowly develop it. Okay, so there are ways of understanding your capabilities. You just need to research a little bit and decide which method you're most comfortable with. Okay. Now, another sort of like a way to resolve one of the blocks to clarity is to train like your mind to focus. So even if you're in a very distracting like environment, if your mind is trained to focus, you have a much higher chance of having sort of like clarity, especially if you have also been keeping up with your meditations and your mindfulness sort of like training, and your mind is like in a highly aware state. Okay. Now, with stress and overwhelm, I guess the only way that you can do is to de-stress and relax. And of course, there's plenty of healing aids like you can take like a shower with sea salt or Himalayan salt. You can use essential oils. You can use crystals. You can meditate. Can go for a massage or a spa, etc. Lots of way to de-stress and relax. So just find out what works for you through trial and error. Okay. For those of you who are having issues like with sleep, either you're not sleeping well, or you're sleeping intermittently, or you're not able to fall into deep sleep, there are various sleeping aids out there which you can explore. I mean, some people take like essential oils. Some people actually take some kind of like a tonic, oh no, not a tonic, a calming powder or sleeping powder or something, just to soothe yourself and go to sleep. So there's plenty of remedies out there. You can check it out like for yourself. I should not go into that for time, for purpose of time. Okay. Now, I found that the best way to maintain clarity is to do the following, which is to release unnecessary attachments, to revoke access to negativity, and then a clear mind will just like follow. Okay, so why do I say that? Because often some of the blocks to clarity is emotional, and emotions come when you are attached either to people, their actions, judgment, or the things that you think you need, and to desires. Okay, so if you have any of these attachments at all, it will be incredibly difficult for you to just see things clearly, because you will always kind of be distracted by all this, like, I want this, I need this, this is going to be good for me, I need to have it, etc., etc., in your own mind. You can, the other way that you can like lose clarity and have a clouded mind and also clouded energy is if there's a lot of negativity. And sometimes this negativity can come from the environment, it can come from conditioning, it can come from people like judging you, even if they don't say it. Sometimes if you feel it, you may get triggered and feel more negative and all. So the moment you start feeling like negative, you are now sort of like conditioned by this negativity to have a certain bias against or for certain patterns of thoughts or action. So this might not actually be most conducive, because if you want to see clearly what is best for you, you need to be able to reserve judgment and not respond quickly, and also maintain sort of some form of objectivity and neutrality, so that you can decide for yourself which is like best life for you. Okay. Now, let's try an exercise to declutter like your mind now. Okay, so if you're ready, just sit comfortably and close your eyes. And now just relax and feel your body just sinking into the seat beneath you. And you're feeling your whole body relaxing, starting from your feet, your lower legs, your thighs, your hips, all relaxing. And now feel your lower back, your upper back, your chest and your abdomen relaxing. And now feel your shoulders relaxing, your arms relaxing, your neck, the back of your head relaxing, your jaw, your cheekbones, and your forehead relaxing. And now just feel the top of your head relaxing as well. And as your whole body relaxes, just feel all the tension just coming out of your physical body. And now just focus on your mind. And in this very relaxed state, just see what are the thoughts that's coming into your head now. And as these thoughts come and surface in your head, just let them go. And tell yourself to unattach from these thoughts and see them just surfacing and now flowing out of your mind. And if there are any negative thoughts that surface, just think in your head, I revoke access to these negative thoughts, and just let it go out of your head. So just see the energy within your head and your mind as a stream of consciousness, a stream of energy, a stream of thoughts. Nothing remains. Just let it go. Let it flow out of your head. And now, as all the thoughts are flowing out of your head, you feel from right above you, and it can be the energy from the moon, or the energy from the sun, or just energy from the universe at large. Feel light energy from the sun, or the moon, or the universe now coming down, 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 entering the top of your head through your crown. And as it enters your mind, start to cleanse your mind. The light starts to push out all negative and heavy energies, all attachments, all desires. Let the light just push them out of your mind now. And see your mind as clear and pristine as it is filled with this light. And now holding the light within your mind and maintaining that energy of clean, bright light in your mind. Just hold it and remember the feeling of having this pristine, uncluttered mind. And now, whenever you're ready, you can allow your consciousness to come back into your physical body. Then just breathe relaxedly and open your eyes whenever you're ready. Okay? So this video will be available on my YouTube channel probably by tomorrow. So if you find that this exercise have been very useful for you, you can visit and like play it from YouTube so that you can declutter your mind often, because sometimes sometimes you might already be blocked in your manifestation right at the first step of clarity. Okay, so now that we've talked about clarity, let's move on to what the right state of energy is, which is the very important second step of manifestation. Okay, so now the right state of energy, I think I've used right, okay, but honestly, we all know that there's no like right or wrong. So I think maybe I should have written best state of energy. But anyway, so what is a state of energy that you need to be in order to properly manifest and to make sure that your manifestation is both efficient and effective? Okay, so why am I saying like efficient and effective is because it's possible for you to not really have a lot of clarity and to kind of be not in quite the optimum state of energy, and you might still be able to manifest. It's just that it might take a much longer time than it otherwise would. Okay? So therefore, if you want to do effective and efficient manifestation, then it's important to cultivate the best state of energy in order to achieve that. Okay? So I'll say that there are 5 things that you need to have in your energy in order to be able to achieve this state. So the first is positivity and optimism. Okay. Well, this is kind of logical, because if you are very negative and you're very pessimistic about your manifestation process, then you would make the process that much harder, because it's a little bit like a self-fulfilling prophecy, right? Whereby you feel you can't, therefore you can't. If you feel you can, then you can. So positivity and optimism is extremely important in manifestation. The second thing is that the second condition is, while you can be positive and optimistic, if you are not used to receiving, then you may not be able to seize the opportunities that come your way after you've done the manifestation. So that's why the second important energy to have is the open and receiving energy. So the open and receiving energy, how do you tell if you have it? All you need to do is to think about whether what kind of reaction you have when somebody praises you. Okay, so for example, if I were to say to you randomly and you're not expecting it, you look really beautiful, or you look really good today. Okay, what's your first response? If your first response is you feel happy and like relaxed about it, then yes, you have open and receiving energies in your energy field. Okay. However, if you feel happy but then embarrassed, or your first instinct is to say no, this is just like an ordinary dress, or no, it's not, I'm not even putting on makeup and stuff like that, then you may need to work on the open and receiving energy, because if you can't even receive something freely like praise, then what else are you like rejecting like unconsciously, right? Okay. So open and receiving energies. The third energy that you need to have is the energy of empowerment. Okay? The energy of empowerment says, I'm in control. It says that I believe I can make things happen for myself. Uh, and it says that I am responsible for what it is that I want to create in my life. So the energy of empowerment is important because it levels up your energy so much that it manifestation becomes very easy. Okay, so for example, if you're trying to manifest like being a charming person that everybody would like you, if you don't believe that you can actually achieve that, then how are you going to convince everybody else, right? So therefore, it is important to feel empowered in order to be able to manifest effectively. Now, being very positive and open and receiving and empowered uh, is good, but it's not enough. Okay, why? It's because if you end up feeling all of that and then you do not feel gratitude for all the things that like you have like already received, or if you keep feeling like everybody owes you something, and that's why your manifestation should go well because you really need this and you deserve it so much, and people need to like give it to you. There's no such thing, because if you don't have gratitude for what you have already been able to attract into your life, you are likely to be in a blaming state or a state of entitlement, and therefore the empowered state actually is much weakened as well. So gratitude is a very big like energy, because every time you are grateful for all the blessings that you have received, you usually double or even triple the energy of that. So for example, it's like I always express gratitude to everybody who like have helped me or given me gifts and everything. And we're not talking about like a very like physical like exchange, but it's about genuinely having the appreciation of the people or the things that is happening like to you, and to be able to see like where the positive aspects are. So that's why having gratitude in your energy directly links to empowerment, to being open and receiving, and also being sort of like positive and optimistic. In fact, I see all of this as like intertwined. Because so if you feel like you're able to do two out of that five, then unfortunately you may not really be doing that two or three as well as you think you are. Okay. The final one, which is a part of this like intertwined energy, is actually the belief in self. Okay, if you're positive and optimistic and you're open and receiving, and you feel empowered and you have a lot of gratitude like in your energy, such that you're able to show grace to yourself and to other people, then necessarily belief in yourself will follow. So because it's just a natural sort of like flow of like energy. Everything is going smoothly and well for you, such that even when you meet sort of like challenges, you're able to put it into perspective and understand that they're just there for you as a little test, and for you to learn how to sort of manage things better for yourself. Okay. Now, what are some of the blocks to the right state of energy? So I've touched on like some just now. So as I said, if you feel negative and pessimistic, then it's very difficult to manifest like anything at all. Same thing if you feel undeserving and unworthy, then whatever comes your way, opportunity can be knocking on your door, and you might just close the door, like even slam the door on it, or just reject it. Because why? You don't feel like you're worthy of it, and therefore you're not prepared to accept it. Okay. um and and I've seen actually this undeserving and unworthiness sort of like happen a lot. I remember when I was like in school, I had like a friend who had like romantic dreams about what kind of a person that she wants to marry. So I was very surprised when she was courted by somebody that seemed to fit what is it that she like wanted, but yet she rejected sort of like him. And why she rejected him, and the reason she told me, was because she felt that he was like so like amazing that he couldn't possibly remain faithful. Yeah. So I felt like that was the epitome of this undeserving and unworthy energy, because, and I also like had a sense of disempowerment, because it's as if, oh, so you mean that, you're not good enough for him, which is why you feel that he would go out and cheat on you. Yeah, and all of this, like, without them even being in a relationship. So it was kind of pretty weird, I felt. Okay. So anyway, undeserving and unworthy. And this empowerment. So one of the biggest block is feeling disempowered. So people who feel disempowered often blame their circumstances. They blame their conditioning, the country that they're born in. They blame the people around them. Very often, it's always somebody else's fault. It's never their issue, or they may take a very small like responsibility for whatever is happening, but then make it as like, I cannot help it. In reality, this kind of like an attitude doesn't help you at all, and it really blocks your manifestation, so that nothing really good like happens for you. Okay. Another sort of big no-no to having the best state of energy is a sense of entitlement. If you think that it should be given to you, such that you're not doing any work for it, and you feel like it should just like land in your lap, and then get upset when it doesn't, uh, then this would definitely block you from achieving like your goals or attracting good things to happen to you, because nobody likes someone who feels they're entitled to take advantage of every other person that comes their way, or to exploit them to their own like advantage. Okay. And if you have all this four, again, it's like an intertwined sort of like energy, you will definitely have a lot of self-doubt. Okay. Why? Because it is literally impossible to be really confident about yourself. You can bear in mind that you can fake confidence as well. Okay? But if you want to be really self-confident, you cannot have any of these other like energies in you. You can't be really confident if you have a sense of entitlement, because a sense of entitlement necessarily means that you have some kind of insecurity. That's why you feel like the world owes you something. You lack something. That's why you feel the world owes you something. If you already have everything, you wouldn't feel like people need to give you stuff, right? And self-doubt often comes when you feel disempowered, because you're unsure of your own power to be able to create, to be in control, to make things change like your favor, and then so on and so forth. Undeserving, unworthy, negative, and pessimistic, all the more create self-doubt. Okay. So how can we resolve these blocks to like the best state of the energy? So first of all, sometimes you may need to fake it till you make it. Okay, so maybe every time you start to have a pessimistic or negative thought, try to, switch your perspective and try to look at the bright side of things. So what's happening here, and I'm feeling negative about it, but hey, maybe there's a better way of looking at it. Okay. It is possible to practice allowing yourself to receive. Okay. And I think we can do a heart opening like meditation right after this slide to work on this. Okay. And of course, you want to stop blaming others. Okay. It's good also if you can understand and see cause and effect, so that you can feel more sort of empowered by understanding that sometimes the certain things that you did that is creating like the effect that you're seeing or experiencing right now. And therefore, if you go back and if the next time something similar happens, you were to change your behavior, then the effect may change as well. Okay. And then of course, finding faith in yourself and practicing self-love. Okay. So let's do a short meditation now. It's a very short one. I think I'll just do a couple of minutes to open up like your heart like energy. So if you're ready, everybody, just close your eyes, sit comfortably and relax. So now, just as you close your eyes, just bring your focus down to your higher heart, which is just above the middle of your chest, just under your collarbone, where your thymus is. And your higher heart is where you actually receive and open up to energies from the universe. So now I want you to focus on your higher heart. If you can't quite focus on it, then place a palm on it so that you can focus on your palm and you can feel your higher heart. And now just see a ball of light, a ball of pink light just spinning there. And the pink can be the pink that you see on the screen at the moment. So close your eyes and see the pink color light. There's a ball of pink light just spinning where your thymus is. It doesn't matter if it's spinning clockwise or anti-clockwise, just let it spin. And now as it spins, just focus on how large or small that ball of pink light is. If the ball of pink light is really small, it means that your energy is really closed and you need to open it up. So what you want to do is as you spin the ball of light, just take control of it and see that pink light expanding itself until it becomes larger than your physical body. And you are now sitting in the middle of that pink light that's emanating from your thymus. Now feel this pink light surrounding you now and expanding until it fills the whole of the room that you're in now. And now just feel the energy of that pink light, full of love and reassurance. And as you relax and open up, also feel your shoulders just opening up and pushing backwards so that your thymus area is expanded and relaxed. And now this pink ball of light is absorbing energy from the universe and becoming brighter and brighter pink in color. You find that the energy is becoming stronger and stronger. You may feel heat or cold. To some people, when you're sitting in the middle of the bubble, you feel hot or you may feel cold. It is perfectly normal. Just enjoy the feeling of this love and assurance, of understanding, of acceptance. And now, when you're ready, just slowly allow this energy to shrink and shrink and shrink until it becomes a small ball of light once again at your thymus. And now, just keep the ball of light there and make sure it's about the size of your palm. So that's the right size for your thymus unless you're a giant. And now just keep that energy there. And now slowly allow yourself to get in touch back with your physical body. Now, whenever you're ready, you can just open your eyes. So even with your eyes open, you should be able to still feel the pink ball of light there in your thymus here. So this is actually the more you practice it, the easier you will find it is for you to receive energy, which will also improve your channeling abilities. So for those people who have done your psychic ability analysis with me, you will know whether you have channeling abilities or not. So doing this kind of like a practice with your thymus can actually help you to improve your channeling abilities. Okay, and now we move on. Okay, So if you find that you manage to like fix your clarity issues and you manage to get yourself in the best state of energy, now it's about working on your focus. So here are some exercises to try. I'm not going to take you through this exercise because we don't have enough time, and this exercise are really simple. You can do this any time of the day and even like just for fun if you're like waiting in line for something. Well, the first exercise you can try is to count from 1 to 100 and then backwards from 100 to 1. So take note of like where you often like get distracted or where you break like the rhythm or the count, and then each time and then begin again, and each time try to push on further. Okay, after a while you'll find that it becomes easier for you to focus. Okay. The other possibility is, or the other exercise that you can do if you don't like counting, okay, is to sit comfortably and focus on your breath. Okay. So this is much simpler. I mean, I think it's still counting, but it's much simpler counting. So what you want to do is inhale 3 counts, exhale 3 counts, and then just repeat 9 sets of it, all the while focused on your breath. Okay, so try this. It's a very simple exercise. This is not pranayama or anything. It's just a focus exercise. So try it. Okay. Of course, for those people who really do not like counting and say, oh, I'm never going to touch like anything that needs like counting, then all you need to do is to like train your focus by doing a step-by-step relaxation of your body, starting from your feet to your head. Okay, you'll be surprised how sometimes you don't actually make it through all the way. Okay, so try these 3 exercises because they can actually help to train your it helps to train actually your focus. Okay, now so focus is very simple. I think that's the only thing that you can do is to train it. Okay, so why is it that we need to train our focus? It's because of this. I love this quote, okay, because it represents exactly why you need focus. It says, concentrate all your thoughts upon the work at hand, and you can replace work with manifestation. The sun's rays do not burn until brought to a focus. So it's true. I mean, you can have clarity, you can have the best state of energy, but if you're unable to focus it into your manifestation, then unfortunately, you're not going to get the results that you want. Okay. Now, okay, oops. Here we go. So now we've come to the last part, which is the manifestation. Okay, so the manifestation meditation is easier if you actually try it rather than for me to tell you how to do it. Okay, so now that we have conditioned like your energies through clearing your mind just now through one of the exercise, and then opening up like your thymus so that you can open up like your receiving energies, let's work on your manifestation now through a manifestation meditation. Okay, so if you're all ready, once again, just sit comfortably and then just close your eyes. Okay. And now just take a few moments and think about what it is that you would like to manifest today. Okay. Don't find something that is like too difficult or tricky because we don't have a lot of time. So the manifestation meditation would take only about maybe 5 to 10 minutes maximum. So just think about something simple that you can manifest, but which would make you quite happy if it happens for you. Okay. So now if you're ready, let's go into the manifestation meditation now. So now just take a deep breath in and imagine yourself breathing in light. And as that light goes through you, it's pushing out all stress and tension through each and every one of your pores in your body. And now taking another deep breath in. And as you exhale, the light just goes through you and helps you to release all worries and fears. Another deep breath in. And as you exhale, the light energy is helping you to release all negative thoughts and emotions. And now feel yourself surrounded by a brilliant golden light that is coming from the universe. And also feel all your guardian angels and guides coming in now, surrounding you. And together with this golden light, they form a circle around you, creating a safe and sacred space for you to manifest your desires today. And now within this circle of light, start to feel yourself relaxing and allow yourself to feel your thymus and your chest opening up so you're ready to receive all the energy necessary to manifest today. And now allow yourself to start to think clearly what it is that you want to manifest. And now see yourself achieving your goal. It need not be a step-by-step manner. You can jump straight to the result. See the end result of what it is that you want to manifest today. And if there are any negative emotions or self-doubt or any other things that's negative that comes out as you start to go into your manifestation, as you start to visualize what it is that you want, just pass these negative emotions and thoughts to the guides, release it into the circle of light that you are in, and let them take away all your self-doubt, your negativity, your worries and fears. Just focus on seeing the details of what it is that you want to achieve. It could be a love relationship. See yourself where you see yourself holding hands with your partner, laughing happily and enjoying life. It could be a successful career or business where you can see yourself achieving a certain amount of revenue and sales, or doing very impactful work, creating meaning for other people in your life. Whatever it is, see it as vividly and in as much detail and in colors if you can. Hold the images in your mind and make sure to infuse those images with plenty of light, ideally golden light, silvery light, or bright white light. And now take note of the emotion that you're exhibiting in the manifestation visual. Are you laughing? Are you happy? Are you looking calm, peaceful, and relaxed? If you are not, adjust it. If you are, maintain it. And now just see the energies from the universe, that golden light, as well as the energy from your guides, all coming into your vision now with a promise to help you to bring that into reality, to make it tangible into your present life today. And say to yourself, as you look at your manifested vision, this is my life. I believe in myself. This is how it is. It is done. It is done. It is done. So you anchor the energies of manifestation into the vision that you want to create now. And now thank your guardian angels and guides and the universal energies that have come in to help you today with your manifestation. And just allow your consciousness to come back into your physical body. And whenever you're ready, just hold that energy of manifestation and open your eyes. So this is a very short manifestation meditation, but if you are clear enough about what it is that you want to do, and you're using the energies of your guides and of the universe, then you don't really need like a very long manifestation meditation. Okay, the reason why some people's meditations take like 20 minutes or half an hour or like an hour even is because they need time to gather the energy. Okay? So for me, because I always like to explore what's the fastest, most efficient way and yet effective, ways of getting things done. So I've always sort of like pushed the boundary where bringing in of energies are like concerned. So I found that if you were to use more than your own energies, you, for example, like having that golden circle where you bring in like your guides and the energies from the universe and all, instantly you multiply the energies that you have available to do your manifestation exponentially. Okay, so because of that, you don't need actually like an hour to be able to manifest anything. You can literally do it in under like 10 minutes. It's just that because there is a need to focus on it, you may need to do it more than one time. So don't expect that you do a manifestation today and it's going to happen for you like the next day, unless it's something that's really small. Okay, like you're manifesting a sale or something. Otherwise, it may take some time, and it would actually be good if you were to do it sort of consecutively over, for example, 7 days or 14 days or like 21 days. Okay, so we've come like to the end of the art of manifestation like presentation. So I hope that it has been useful.